Assalamu alaikum, wonderful viewers. Welcome back to another episode of the Political Hour Show here on Eco TV International, the People's Choice, where we invite politicians, youths, and women to discuss about the national issues in our country here. And today, once again, our esteemed guest is Mr. Suane, one of the prominent member of Suane, exactly. Sorry, Suare of United Democratic Party. We'll talk to him shortly, but before that, you can kindly follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Sponsors are also invited. You can call on the numbers on the screen to sponsor this program. I am your host, Rohiyatu Toure. Assalamu alaikum, Mr. Suare. And sorry for the surname.
No worry, no worry. Walaikum salam rahmatullah, Rohiyatu Toure. And thanks you very much for inviting me back again to your Eco TV and International.
You're welcome. Last time you were here, we discussed about some of the things that are very concerning in the country here. And today we are back again on some of the issues that are trending right now. And the first thing on our agenda that we will talk about is the Ousainou Bojang case, and which you've learned about. So can you please tell us your whole assessment about this Ousainou Bojang case and the sister?
Okay. Thank you very much, Rokia. Once again, before I go any further, I would like to thank you very much once again.
You're welcome.
Your sole proprietor and all the staff under your protection. I would like to thank every one of you with a big thank. And this is a privilege for me to come back here again, and I'm so much happy with that. Okay, you rightly said last time we discussed something with regards to nation and the national development. And today also the topic you raised is very, very important with regards to the Gambia and the Gambian people. Because Gambia, I can say Ousainou Bojang is a Gambian fellow who has been victimized. So after everything, he was found innocent of the crime. So that's needs a lot of talks and consideration, so that some of those things should be avoided in our country here. So when you look at the if you want to talk about the case of Ousainou Bojang, is so sympathetic. And before I deal with that topic particularly, I would like to send my deepest, or saddest and regretful, message to the entire family of Ousainou Bojang, himself, the sister, Bojang, and the entire Brufut village, as this mark the period, which is a very dark period for them, and it will be in the history of the Gambia forever and ever. So I really sent my deepest sorrow and regretful, message to just to sympathize with them. Okay. When you look at the case, it's a very critical and a case in the Gambia. Yes. Accusation. I don't know whether Gambians understand accusation. It's a term which plays a kind of, accuse on somebody who is suspected of the crime.
Yeah.
Yes, that one is happen everywhere. It's happened everywhere. But in the case of Ousainou, when the incident happened, everybody was confused and people were speculating what will be the end of everything. But when everything was, criticized and finalized everything, the judge was cut off. Or when the judge was, everything, judge was done and Ousainou was free, then everybody came to realize that definitely he was found innocent and he was just a victim of, unnecessary things. Yes. Again, still the case is pending in dilemma because nothing comes out of it as who did this case.
Yes. And people are still asking this question, who killed the cops?
Yes,
Who
everybody is questioning about that. Rokia, on that note, I would say that Gambia is a paralyzed country in terms of national development. In fact, all the sectors of national development in the Gambia, they are very, very much inefficient to deliver their services in order to meet the expectation of the general public. Presently, many countries of the world have two different types of mechanisms as how to secure and protect their people and their properties. But Gambia is different. For example, the developed countries, most countries have a human capacity where they use that to, secure and protect their populations and their properties in the country.
Yeah.
And they also use artificial capacity to ensure that every crime is monitored and indicated wherever it occurs.
Yeah.
But Gambia, unfortunately, we don't have that mechanism. So that is why I'm saying that Gambia is a paralyzed country in terms of development. Such a crucial case like this, really speaking, it's very sad that when the incidents happened at the middle of the town and there was no appropriate measures to trace out the culprit or the suspect, but only to rely on innocent person to capture and victimize an innocent person like Bojang. So that definitely needs something to talk about. So this shows the weakness of our nation and the weakness of our country. And it also tells that Gambia is not developing anymore. So I will say that we are paralyzed in terms of national development. So that's how I can, lament on this case. Yes.
Okay. And still on this case, Ousainou Bojang and the sibling, the people, after the rearrest, the people of Brufut and all around Gambia, I can say, went out for the protest, for the rearrest of Ousainou Bojang and the sister. People were demanding, let him be free because he hasn't done anything that the government can hold him onto, that he is the real culprit of the death of our late brothers, the two cops. Yeah, so the people went out demanding for their freedom, but then the PIU officers came out. They were brutalizing the people, throwing on them hot water. As the people that were there, what they said, I wasn't on the ground, but they said it was a hot water and tear gas, which was not necessary. So what is your whole opinion about that case?
Definitely speaking, that should not be done. That really is it's a kind of abusing the laws of this nation. And they don't have respect for humanity. You see, I don't know whether you will later bring on the, our accountant general's the comments.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. I want to connect this to accountant general comments. I don't know whether you would like to do that.
The Attorney General.
Yeah, the comments when he was arrested. You know, he made a comment. So I want to relate both
of
what
course.
you have. You see, the comment from Attorney General's chamber about the arrest of Ousainou Bojang, according to him, the arrest was unlawful.
Yes.
I agree with that. You see, accusation itself, people have to understand the term accusation. Accusation is an action statement which has been placed on a person under the suspect of the crime. So that is why law is there to ensure that they put that person on the trial. The end results of every accusation must have to prove the suspect as guilty or innocent of the crime.
Yes.
So, when the Attorney General came out to comment that, well, the arrest of Ousainou was unlawful, I like that comment, I personally, and I agree with that. In fact, that demonstrated to the general public three main things. Attorney General Chambers demonstrated that accusation, the term accusation, or he well understood the term accusation under the principle of public trust and responsibilities. Definitely, Attorney General Chambers, based on that comment, demonstrates that he understands the term accusation under the principle of public trust and responsibilities. Two, he also demonstrates to the public that he knows well, or he's well acquainted with his job under the public trust and responsibilities. You understand that? So meaning that Attorney General's chamber knows what is the public trust and responsibilities and what are the principles. Like I say, let me just sort them out. The principles on the public trust and responsibility includes one, the person in charge of anything that you are undertaking or any job you are undertaking, you must be competent. Competence is part of public trust and responsibilities. Any job that you want to talk or you are undertaking, you must be competent for the job.
Yeah.
Two, you must be committed to the concern raised by the citizens you are serving. Three, you must have discipline to respect humanity. But you should not apply unnecessary power, over the citizens. That's when they are trying to raise their concern and so on and so forth.
That's an abuse of power.
That is it. So four, you must be honest to avoid any threat to the national or any threat to the public trust or public side. You must avoid that. Any threat to the public or general public, you must have measures to avoid that. Finally, you must work to produce better work results during the operations. So these are the principles under public trust and responsibilities. So if Attorney General should comment that, the arrest of Ousainou is definitely unlawful, means that he knows everything about the principles under public trust and responsibilities. You understand? So those acting to humiliate or throw hot water and beat them and so on and so forth, humiliate them, definitely they don't know these terms. They are ignorance of public trust and responsibilities and the principles. So it's exactly what our paramilitaries and so on and so forth, that's what they are doing. They are ignorance of the rules and regulations on the public trust and responsibilities. Of course, they are serving, they are civil servants, but do they know that there is a limit for them, for their services? There is boundary for their services. There are things that they should do, and there are things that they should not do with regards to humanity.
And these protesters were protesting peacefully because they were not having anything that can disrupt the peace and quietness of the community. But then the PIU officers, I think they are working on abuse of power.
That is exactly what is happening in the Gambia. That is exactly what is happening in the Gambia. So we really need to change that system. That is why we are fighting to ensure that UDP government comes in power and we establish everything into place. Humanity is first in any national development. Without humanity, you cannot develop. So if you are bound to, abuse power here and you take everything in your hand and whatever you want, you just push it on the public. Anything that doesn't favor you, you don't agree with that. So really, where are we going?
And about the comments of the Attorney General, him saying, like you just said, the rearrest of Ousainou and Bojang was unlawful and describing the action as regrettable and unsupported by any legal basis or court order. He said that. But then the people, as you can see it on the screen,
yes,
the people, the Gambian people, they did not receive that well because they are saying that this describes that their office is incompetent. They are incompetent of their work because if you are to arrest someone, you should have evidence.
Basis.
Exactly. So that you can put him into jail. But then none of that was there. And people said that because Ousainou Bojang doesn't have power and doesn't have the money, that is why they are abusing him. So the public demand that he should resign from his position. If it is in the Western countries, they would have resigned or he been fired. But then none of that has happened. So In your opinion, should he be fired or should he resign?
Definitely, looking at his own comment, I don't know whether he was forced to make that comment or he was just doing it as a kind of strategy to fake the public. If really he meant the comment he made about the unlawful arrest of Ousainou, definitely there is need to consider him as somebody who's potential. But if he did the action just only to fake the situation, definitely he need to resign. Yes, he need to resign. Yes, I agree that because this situation is beyond the control. It's beyond the control. You cannot act like a professional in other way around, and you act like a child or ignorance in other way around. That's not be. That's not be. A professional should behave like a professional. That's what we know, and that's what is exactly happening in different countries.
Yeah. Okay, and now we'll be moving on to our next thing, which is voter registration going on right now, and it has caused quite a chaos in the country right now. So I would like you to elaborate some of the importance of voters' card, since we are heading to election.
Yes. Okay, before I talked about the voters registration, what makes voters registration so extremely important is national election.
Yes.
National election, Gambians have to understand the term national election, what it means. National election is the central hospital of a nation. Like I said it here before. It's the central hospital of a nation where all the problems in the country are supposed to report and solve. So that is why when you look at the world conventional law about the electoral system, they've called the ages from 18 and above. Citizens with 18 and above are qualified to vote and decide a potential government that will solve their problems. Why? The law calculated that any citizen with 18 years and above, those are the people who face the challenge of struggle to, they face the struggle to take care of themselves and their families. They feel the pain when there is any problem in the country. They feel the hardship as well. But they need to take care of themselves and their families as well. So that is why the electoral system calculated that those with the age of 18 and above, they consider them as mature and responsible personals. So they should contribute to vote and decide the government they want to be in place.
Yes.
So, on the other hand, the same law of the electoral system condemns the citizens below 18 years because the law feels that those people, they are premature to calculate, or they don't know their left and right. And they are most of them, they are dependents on irresponsible personals who are dependent on they are dependent on somebody to feed them. They are dependent on somebody in case of medication. Everything that they need in their life, they depend on somebody. So those people should not be allowed to vote, because that means they don't know the value of the election. If you struggle to get your feed, if you struggle to feed your family, you will know the value of a good governance in the country. So that shows that electoral system makes the voters card very, very important. So the same electoral system calculated that the foreigners should not involve in any foreign national election. Any foreigners should not involve, because why? Foreigners, they don't have they don't have any origin in the country. They are just foreigners.
Yes.
So once they are here, if there should be a problem, they don't mind to destroy the problem and go back to their country. So that is why the electoral system does not allow them to contribute or to participate in a foreign national election. So this shows that national election is very, very important. So national election cannot be important without voters card. So every mature citizen of the Gambia, as we are facing the national election, must get the voters card to ensure that he or she contributes to establish a better government for the betterment of the Gambia. That should happen. So we should not see that, well, it's a waste of time. No. If you say it's a waste of time, there will be a day when you'll be troubled, when you leave the poor government to empower or just to rule you. So in order to get the poor government out of your face, you must get your ID card and you vote so that we can establish the government that we want to rule the nation. So it's very, very important for everybody to get the voters card.
Yeah, and you just mentioned about foreigners being involved in foreign national elections. So right now, we've seen that during voter registration in Bundu, Sidinja was spotted there. The people that were there, they said that they spotted him with foreigners and minors. Just what you were just talking about, foreigners and minors, him bringing them to register. So the people there, they turned to him and said that no, this is not going to happen because it is against the law. And he's someone that is a public figure. He's at the top of our national issues. So people say that he shouldn't be involved in such kind of things. And also, just recently, Menteng Sanyang, exactly. He was also arrested of such issues, but they made a press conference. He denied it completely, and their people also denied it completely. They said that he is just bringing people, the rightful people that are due for them to come and register, but they denied anything with regards to fraudulent.
Okay.
So what do you have to say about that?
Well, Rohia, it's so sad. You see, to fraud in a national election is a crime. It's the worst crime of the all. And this talks about a lot of the nature of the education in the Gambia. This election fraud, it talks a lot about the nature of the education in the Gambia. Yes. Why? Education in the Gambia is affected with two main diseases. I would say that. Probably today may be your first time to hear, but our education is really affected with two main diseases. This include, one, education in the Gambia is not introduced to intensive practical sessions. Intensive practical sessions is lacking in our education. The practical sessions, it must be intensive. That means whatever you do in theory, you practicalize it. That is lacking in our educational system. Two, or the second basis is that education in the Gambia is not nurtured with discipline and good moral. That means Gambian education is lacking discipline and good moral attitude. So both factors combine to make our education partial. You know partial education? For half education is dangerous. So Gambian education becomes detriment to the nation instead of be an advantage to develop. So it's more of detrimental to our national development. Do you understand that? I will take an example, like what Sidinjai and Menteng Sanyang did. That should not be. I recently explained the importance of elections with regards to getting voters card, with regards to, those below the age and those above the age, and even the foreigners, everything now. So, by considering all those things, if you tend to fraud people to come, or illegal, or you are trying to, register people illegally, meaning below the age, or maybe the foreigners, that means you are killing the nation. You are killing the whole nation. Because those people below the age, they don't know they are left or right. So they cannot decide for themselves. We are forcing them to make sure that they establish a poor government in our country. Two, foreigners who have no origin in this country, you are allowing them to be part of our elections. When tomorrow we have problem, those people they will go back to their country.
Yes.
That should not be. So you see, partial education is always dangerous in a country. It's always detrimental to the nation. Because why? All the corruptions, election fraud, manipulations in our public institutions are all conducted by those who are educated.
Yeah.
Is that not true? But the education, their education, they lack the discipline and good moral part of it. So education without good moral and part, or discipline and good moral, is just detrimental to the nation. Mentensanya is doing the same thing, Chirinja is doing the same thing. On the case of Yaya Mentensanya, I think UMC and their group have a better opportunity to think otherwise or act than the way they are acting. You understand? Yaya Mentensanya is a diplomatic personnel.
Yeah.
So being a diplomatic personnel is nothing in this regard. You see, on our Gambian law, if the president is found with drug, he should be treated as a criminal. If a minister is found with a drug, he should be treated as a criminal.
Okay.
So if Yaya Mentensanya, as a diplomatic person, is found with false documents in order to fraud our elections, we should see him and treat him as a criminal. Yes. So as somebody who is diplomatic personnel, before he bring that document to that session, he should know, he should check what is wrong and what is good for them. Not so.
Yeah.
But you cannot just take up. Because of he's hurried to satisfy himself. That's why he's just trying to bring those type of things without looking into them. You could have checked the documents totally before he brought that to that position. Not so. When he does that, definitely he will see whether there is fault or there is problem with the document. So he cannot be guilty, he cannot be innocent, or he cannot just put himself as somebody who is innocent, did nothing. No, he did something. It's a criminal. It's a criminal case. Anybody trying to manipulate with the documents or national documents, you are trying to do a criminal act.
Yeah, and on this case, they are blaming the United Democratic Party for his arrest of this case, the voter registration fraudulent. Because they made a press conference just yesterday. Maybe you've seen it.
Yes, I heard about it.
Yeah.
Yes, they will do, you see, right here, Gambia needs to be very careful. Gambia is at risk. Is at a risk. So to play a political technical games doesn't work. Some of these things, like UMC, they are forcing their way. They are only forcing their way to ensure that they win the election or just to destroy the nation. I'm 100% sure they'll be wasting their time and money. But inshallah, in the presence of UDP, we will see the results. But let them, think, better than the way they act. I think it's more appropriate. It's more proper for them. Gambia is at a very crucial point. The best thing for us, we have to come together and see, we bring our minds together and see what we can do for the betterment of this nation. And that could only happen when we, join our votes together and remove this man from there. But the way they are doing, it doesn't work. They'll be wasting their time, and energy, and even the resources. But they cannot make it. They cannot make it. They are having a very premature way of politics. Politics is not that. You have to be matured. Politics needs maturity. Like how Yaya is behaving and how he's acting and so on and so forth doesn't match with maturity. No, it doesn't work like that. It's not matured. A diplomatic person should be matured enough. You should be mature to control yourself. You should be mature to control your word. You should be mature to control your actions, and so on and so forth. So if he is able to see himself in this situation, he should be ashamed. If it is in developed country, he will be ashamed to resign from his position. Because his image has been tarnished now. This is going to be part of his history. His legacy for the rest of the life. Yes. as an MP, what business does he have with this false document? What business? Being arrested by the police. Even they didn't detain him, but still, that will tarnish. That will still turn. It will still turn his image. That the other ones went under this problem, and he was arrested. So I think what I'm saying is, we need to nurture our education with discipline and good moral value. That's very, very important. Education makes somebody to be aware. You should be aware what to do. You should be aware what to say and what not to say, and so on and so forth. But if you term yourself as somebody who's educated, and you don't consider all these factors around you, one day you'll be enter in a problem which you cannot even explain. And it's exactly what's happened to him. He's a diplomatic person. It's a shame. It's a shame. He should be very much shameful for that. If it's an ordinary person, yes, no problem. But diplomatic person, a lawmaker, you are abusing the law. In other countries, they will just take this matter forward, and he will be, convicted to resign from his position, because he's trying to make a yes, he's not. I heard that. He's not part of health work and so on and so forth. But the document is found with himself, not so. They found the document with who? Yeah, I meant to sign it. So it doesn't matter whoever produced the document. So he should be arrested and questioned how he got this document in other countries. If it's Gambia is in other countries like developed countries, any developed countries, they will question him, and he has to answer. Even he answered well, he cannot be free of the crime. Why he's doing that? So I think the best thing is Gambian, we need to come back to our senses and know that the country is at a cross border. So we have to be careful this 2026 election.
And also, as the registration is still ongoing, what is your message to other political parties, the political leaders, I mean? What is your message to them with regards to this fraudulent of voters card, bringing foreigners and minors to register so that they can vote for you during the election, inshallah? Because they should lead as a moral leader, live by example. So what will be your message to the other political parties?
All other political parties, my message to them is going to be, let us stick by the principles on the public trust and responsibilities. That is, we must be competent of whatever we are doing. We must be committed to our work. We must be, we must have discipline to respect humanity and avoid, things that will bring problems in the country. We must be honest to ourselves. To do whatever we are doing, we do it right. And we try to perfect our works for the betterment of the nation. So that these things will not be happen if we cannot bring our minds together as one. This fraction here and there, I don't know the meaning of those. I don't know the meaning of those fractions. Really speaking. Everybody is looking for a position of presidency. Will it work like that? No, only one person can be. And we all know that the biggest party among the oppositions, we know that is UDP. UDP already selected their flag bearer as Lawyer Dabo. So any problem that they have against Lawyer Dabo, let them come and we discuss that. If there's a solution, then we can put that in, or fix that solution, not so. But once Lawyer Dabo is is there as the flag bearer of UDP, and UDP will struggle until the last minute that they will stop until the last minute that we win this election, 2026, inshallah. We can't go back, we must move forward because they are the hope of the nation. UDP is the hope of the nation right now. Believe me. You may talk here, you may talk any kind of word you want, but UDP is the hope of the nation. So all the political parties should understand that. And they themselves, they know that. Of course, they are doing a fraction here and there, but we all know that UDP is the hope of the Gambia right now. So in order not to waste time and energy and our resources, let us come back to UDP. If you think that this technicality or this technical is lacking in UDP, bring your technical issues and adjust it there. If you have any knowledge with regards to anything, and you think that is not within UDP, bring your knowledge and put it there. Together we go. Everybody cannot be a leader. So leadership is decided by God. So already this man is there. He has been struggling for years. We all know that. So at least let's give him a chance. Yes. So that's my message to all the political parties in the Gambia.
Yeah, and time is against us right now. What will be your final message to the entire Gambians?
Yes, fellow Gambians, it's a pleasure for me to be invited by my concerned journalist, Rokia Toure. And I thank her very much. So we are at the crucial point of the election, especially the registration, because registration matters.
Yeah.
Without voters' card, you cannot vote. And if you don't vote, you cannot contribute to national development. You cannot contribute to select a potential government. Then everybody should really have that chance to go and register if you don't have the register, if you don't have the voters' card. If you have the voters' card, make sure you secure and control your voters' card so that it will not be missing. And not allow any person to come and bribe you with a few amount of money so that you can destroy it. You can be, blocked to vote or maybe taking your voters' card. We should not allow that. We have to fight for ourselves to ensure that Gambia has its economical independence. Gambia is free from hunger. Gambia is free from poverty. Gambia is free from unemployment. Gambia is free from low-scale salaries and wages. The youth should not be forced to leave this country because of hardship in the country. We should all understand that. The only thing that we can do is there are technical plans that we have submitted to UDP, and UDP itself, they have their plans. In combined, I believe, when we put them together, we can solve these problems easily. So let's Gambians support UDP. This year, we ensure that Ousainou goes to State House 2026, inshallah. When that happens, everybody will see that government of Gambia is moving like any other developed countries. So I thank you all.
Thank you very much for joining us today. It's a pleasure and an honor having you here again. And inshallah, I think we will have another episode if you are free.
No problem.
Yeah, and once again, viewers, to remind you that you are watching Eco TV International, the People's Choice, with me here, Rohiti Toure, on the Political Hour Show. Here on every Tuesday and every Friday. I thank you all for joining us today. And inshallah, till next week. Bye-bye.